So Lewis Cine, not Derek Stingley, not Sauce Gardner, not Kyle Hamilton, but Lewis Cine was who the Vikings ended up taking last night in the 2022 NFL Draft, and I am very excited about it. But in today's video, as you guys see by the title, I have everything you need to know about the newest Minnesota Viking, Lewis Cine. I have so much information about this guy because he is a very complex person and a player, and he's going to bring a whole new level, whole new just dynamic nature to the Vikings secondary, and he is a hitter, and I have everything you need to know about him right now. I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the trade and who I think the Vikings will be taking at 34th overall in a video coming out probably a couple hours after this one. But right now, I have everything you guys need to know as a Vikings fan about Lewis Cine. It's enough talking. Let's get into it right now. Okay, so Lewis Cine, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. He played on that tenacious Georgia defense last year, which you could really argue is one of the best defenses in college football history. They had 5 guys go in the first round yesterday, and whenever I watch that Georgia defense, and maybe this is just me being optimistic, or maybe this is just me just turning this in my head to favor the Vikings. But whenever I was watching that Georgia defense last year, and I mainly watched them in the semifinals and mainly in their big games, and I really remember the championship game, I remember saying to myself, who is 16? I actually said that to myself, and I said, who is 16? Didn't really think about it because I think he came down and absolutely cracked one of the Bama running backs running a swing route out of the backfield, and he just had a sweet tackle. He was flying over the field, but he was everywhere in the national championship game. And when you have a good all-time defense like the Georgia defense, I think it's always people try to give the praise to one guy, and I think with Trayvon Walker, him going number 1 overall, people are not trying to say he was the reason for the Georgia defense or he was the reason why the Georgia defense was so good, but I think people aren't valuing the team aspect of the Georgia defense, and that they did have truly 5 first-round picks all on that roster, and I think you could have taken Lewis Cine at 9th overall, and I think you could have taken Trayvon Walker at 21st overall. I think they're all very similar skill level. It's just he's an edge, Trayvon Walker is, and Lewis Cine's a safety. So they're going to go higher, and safeties are going to go lower. But I'm thrilled about this pickup, and like I said, Lewis Cine, he's got a cool story to him. He was born in Haiti. He moved to the U.S. when he was only 4 years old, and he grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, let's talk about 2021 grades. We'll throw a graphic up on the screen right now to help you guys. So he had an 81.4 coverage grade all of last year, which is pretty solid. It's above average. And then he had an 80.6 run defense grade, and this is where he really excels as a safety. He only had a 9.3 missed tackle rate, and in his entire college career, I think it said he missed only 11 tackles. He missed 9 tackles last year, the entire season. And this is, I know you might say like, oh wow, he missed 9 tackles last year, but you got to understand, this is a guy, he's playing safety, he's playing a lot of snaps, and with this Georgia defense, those guys, Jordan Davis, Trayvon Walker, they're taking on a lot of double teams for him to come free. He is one of those guys too, where when I was talking about Harrison Smith and Kyle Hamilton teaming up, I am so thrilled to see what he will do with Harrison Smith and what Ed Donatello and Mike Pettin have for this guy, because this guy, he's dynamic, he's versatile, he can play anywhere. And now I'll throw up another graphic for you guys right here. Snaps by alignment. As you see, he plays a lot of different, but he mainly focuses on the slot, the box, and the deep safety position. Guys, Harrison Smith. I mean, it's so crazy how these modern day NFL safeties, when they come out, they're all built like Harry. They're all these 6'2", 200 strong, big hitters, can guard tight ends really well. And that's also what I'm very excited about. He is very strong against tight ends. He is very intellectual when it comes to reading routes. He breaks it down. If you see like some of those guys in college where they just rely on their athleticism, he doesn't. He studies the game. You can tell on tape. You can really tell by all the reports I was reading from scouts. He does not play the game with this kind of uncontrolled athleticism. He's a very controlled person when he hits. Yes, sometimes they said a negative about him was sometimes he overruns a couple plays because of that aggressive nature. But I think that's something he can groom as he just gets more years of playing football under his belt. And he'll have Harrison Smith there Patrick Peterson, a bunch of smart football minds to help groom this young kid into who he is. And also, fun fact about him, he was born only 9 days before I was. I'm 22 years old. He's 22 years old, and he was born October 5th. So I was born 11 days after him. He was born October 5th. I was born October 16th. Fun fact about Lewis Cine, we're both born in 1999. Young guy. I'm excited about him. I'm going to have a video coming out after this, my thoughts on the trade. I'm a little more positive, like always, than most of you guys. I think drafting Kyle Hamilton at 12 would have been the splash pick. I just think Kwesi, there's a reason he's the GM and I'm not. So I'm gonna trust in him. This is his first draft. Lewis Cine, big hitter. He's a stud. He's a mauler. Let me know what you guys think about him down below in the comments. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.